Oh, what a touch that is by Kieran, by the way. I could nick that one back there, and here it is. A chance now for Higgsy. Good to see Higgsy run, because despite the fact he's had 2 ACLs, I will say Higgsy looks rapid. They're just phenomenal. Here is Higgsy, who we're talking about, and he goes to whip one in.
YouTube, how are we all doing? Welcome back to another video here on the channel. Right, you, I've been a bit quiet recently, and the reason is because, as you've seen from the last video, I have been training at #United, or I've just been training. Football season is back up and running. It's not particularly because I'm at # specifically, but just I've been fully focusing on my football, getting back into training, the matches. Our pre-season schedule has been nuts. I'll show you a few clips and screenshots of all the matches we've had, plus training that has been hard. So I've been really focusing on all of that, and on my days in between, recovery, my strength work in the gym, my technical sessions. And I've just kind of been like tunnel visioned, and I haven't been able to find that extra energy to also be making videos, making my Instagram reels, etc. But we are back, and today is a banger because you're going to be seeing my first minutes for #United. It's not going to be just one game, we're going to show a few and the highlights over a few of my games, the good, the bad. I'll be completely real of how I feel I've been playing for #. But before we waffle on too much, make sure you've dropped the like, you're subscribed. We need to get ready. We're going to go get a gym session done, get to the pitch to do some light technical work before our game tomorrow. So yeah, let's get it. Doing a bit of a madness, but we'll allow it. We're just heading to the gym now, so it is the day before match day, and on these days, of course, it is pre-season, so it's important for me to know that maybe in the league, when the season's actually started, I would be a bit more careful in terms of like what I'm doing the day before a game. I wouldn't push myself as much, but in pre-season, it's so important for all you ballers to know that you need to push yourself. You shouldn't be scared to be working hard and to be not 100% going into your matches. Of course, the day before a game, even in pre-season, you don't want to be doing crazy work. But like today, I'm going to go to the gym, do an upper body strength session, some core work, our recovery and mobility routines. But we're also then going to head to the pitch and do like a low intensity technical session, working on a few bits that I want to personally make sure I've got nailed in, so when it comes to the season, we can be getting them goals and assists and just be fully sharp. Right, so like, have arrived at our Lidl. Now I can't lie, it gave me flashbacks when I was in Spain, because this was like the only UK shop I recognised, and they do some beautiful protein dessert yogurt, so I'm praying that they've got them in stock. Oh, just like that, gym's done. Shopping's done, but it's now all to game day, lad. It's literally, we're gonna get home, we're gonna chill. So the next time you'll see me will be the morning of game day, which I'm really excited for. And with that being said, boys, let's get to game day. It's game day. Right, boys, I can't lie, I've kind of cut to the chase a bit here because I didn't want to bore you lot, but I'm basically about to leave for the match day now. we haven't got tracksuits or anything yet. I'm still a trialist essentially, but what we're gonna do is we went shopping as you saw, so we're gonna have like a protein yogurt, we're gonna have some bars, and we'll probably stop off at a garage to get some more like Nutri-Grain bars, some hydration and stuff like that for the game. With that being said though, let's have some food now and let's get in the car, get going to the... Right, this is a segment that I like to call Higgsy Taste Test, alright? Now, for those of you who've been OGs of the channel, you'll know that when I was in Spain, these Milbona high protein yogurts have been a favourite of mine for a while, but what did catch my eyes is this new caramel flavour. So we're going to give you an in-depth review right here on the channel. It's a box of beauty. So as you can see, it's kind of like a bit of a moussey consistency here, a bit of bubbles, which I don't know what to think about that. Oh, you know what? You know what? That isn't bad. No, that's actually really good. Last game was a bit of a wet one, so okay, these haven't dried too well to be honest. But we're just gonna chuck them in our bag. You've probably got a few questions. You're probably wondering, what is that there? Why have you got a dog cage in the back? That looks sketchy. Who have you got in there? Well, I've got CP, Connor Parsons, in there. Say hello, mate. Say hello, Connor. Hello, mate. You getting on? Yeah, shut up. The reason is I'm actually driving my mum's right now. My car's waiting to be seen in the garage, the longest process ever. Another really negative thing about this and driving in this car, which is a solid car, but there's no Bluetooth. So I've literally got the radio. And I swear the only channel that is always connectable is Classic FM. And the other channels, they come and go. That being said, yes, people, so it is time to go through my first highlights with hashtag. Now, this isn't my first official game. I've played a fair few games at this point, but this is, again, I said at the start of the video I was going to show more than one highlights, but I'm looking through all the highlights I have. I have some 90 minutes, etc. So we're just going to pump out these videos. I've been recording a lot in terms of my preparation for games, my travel to games, but I haven't been uploading. Again, been tunnel vision. But we're going to jump into my first time playing at hashtag's home ground. Obviously, their ground share. Throughout these highlights, my reaction, I'm also going to give you my honest opinions on how I feel like I've been at the club. Again, this is my first time I've ever been on trial at a club and not knowing that I've got a contract secured. It's been strange for me, but we'll be completely honest. Jumping into the games, if you're a member of the hashtag channel, which if you're not, by the way, make sure you are, you can see games like this live. You wouldn't have seen this, but you can see this is the lineup. But straight into it, boys.
You started to feel
cut out that pass.
Hamstring.
We drive through players, look for the 1-2 for AT. That was close, man.
Ooh,
there was a lot of space there, actually.
Yeah,
if AT's touch was softer. I don't know whether he was looking to play.
He's a YouTuber.
And switch out
he's
wide.
A winger.
Though.
He's had a pro contract as a youngster at Norwich.
Let's talk about me, boys.
He's also been in and around step 3, step 2. He's had plenty of experience, but he has also had 2 ACLs on both legs. So that's something he's recovering from. And fair play to him to be able to keep the sharp pace that he's got as Max looks to find Mish, but can't quite manage it.
Fantastic challenge, buddy. So you seem pretty solid mate of Tomo's.
Well, lads, I put this clip in now, I think, to remind myself to mention, like, this is me tracking back, and I've been doing a lot of running. I don't want to pause this too much. Again, going back to the thing of being a trialist, it's such a weird feeling. Like, I've been running crazy amounts. Of course, as a player, I'm defo a strong runner, so I do work hard, and obviously I've been trying to show that. And also it comes, you'll see some more clips in the video of running in behind, like just constantly trying to run and be involved in the game, which I've realised that I shouldn't be doing that, because then when the ball comes to me, I've actually ran so much. And despite being one of the fittest players, like if you're running loads, when you get the ball eventually, you are going to be done out.
All the information I have on him,
but that's just been something that again, you know, as I play more games, I'll relax into it a little bit more.
Pre-season game we played against Buckhurst.
So AT's got the ball. This was frustrating.
I've slept since then.
So I'll let you watch
Kieran
it.
Higgs down his left-hand side.
See, I just didn't sell it enough. What I was trying to do, lads, is if you can see, I was trying to go in between both these players and play a 1-2 of AT to continue running. But as you can see, as the player closes me down, he closes off the angle, and I should have just not like... It's almost like I had this one thing that I wanted to do, and I didn't have the ability to then be like, okay, it's not on, let's just cut back. And that's just like poor, to be honest.
But do you see what I mean? Like, this guy closes me down and he shuts off that angle as if he didn't know his defender was also there. As you can see, I was looking to play in between to AT, but
Kieran Higgss down his left-hand side. There's a good tackle.
Not the best. Not the best.
How does it work with those that have already signed and those that...
Maybe
fullback position. These are the runs that I'm talking about.
I don't know, but he...
And again, with my pace, I want to show that I can be more of a threat with running in behind, driving with the ball. One thing I definitely feel like I haven't even shown at all is my ability to play in close, like with a lot of players around me, like combining with teammates, 1-2s, and then running past players and driving past players. Part of my game that is like, if you've seen my highlights and you've watched me in the previous seasons at Step 3, it's pretty much what I'm, one of my best, like one of my biggest strengths.
He run, because despite the fact he's had 2 ACLs...
What's that, Eddie?
To see Higgsy run, because despite the fact he's had 2 ACLs, I will say Higgsy looks rapid.
I'll take the gas.
Do you know what? It's one of those things, obviously, for
Eddie's such a calm guy, by the way.
Medically minded.
But anyway, we get the ball out on the left.
On Saturday about the ACLs. And
again, here I don't want to stop it, but you see me coming inside to look to play a 1-2 and run, and there was no option. So of course, then we just go back, keep the ball.
AT. Oh my God, that would have been some goal.
We get the ball out wide again.
His touches on his chest are just.
I see that defender doubling up.
We were talking
so
about
the inside option
to whip one in, and it's not a bad effort, Greg. Not a bad effort.
Not the best, to be honest. It was a bit curly, man.
To have a strike, very competent on both feet. And obviously is eager to make an impression.
Yeah, not the best, but not bad. Positive.
It doesn't happen.
Trying to be as positive as possible.
You know, the club's possibly
bring the ball down here.
But no,
probably retain possession.
Over, short-term success. Let's
I
put it
think
that way.
Again, a lot of these clips don't show the running I'm doing off the ball, like the runs in behind where I don't actually get the ball. Which again, I've been doing way too much of, and I need to somehow be patient and stay wide and wait for the ball.
Looking to take his man on, see what he can do.
Well, that player actually went. Like if I weren't doubled up on there, like you can see me, like I drive at this guy, and look, his foot slips.
See what he can do.
But it was definitely the right decision. Solly like kind of made a run, which was a good run, but you brought another man in.
He's not normally
great from here.
Oh my days!
But he's made me eat my words
Some
as he
finish from
sticks it
PK,
into the
by the way.
bottom corner.
Some
Lead
finish.
by 1-0, and it's
he's like, yeah, that's just what I do.
PK humble from the one spot.
Taught him everything he knows, right?
We nick the ball here again. Touch around the defender. A chance for you to actually go 1v1 without being doubled up on. Beat him. Left-footed cross. I think this leads to a goal, lads.
Delightful goal. Really great build-up.
It's a bit of a messy one.
Gets it off. It's blocked well. It's not away. And it is in the back of the
finish
net.
as well.
And it's that man again. Tap your wrist, people. 10
I haven't had that many 1v1s. I can't lie, man.
Well, do you know what? The other at Bowers a couple of weeks ago.
Greg looking for a long ball. This guy's got such a passing range.
Letting it flow.
Oh, what a touch that is by Kieran, by the way. He's done well there.
I feel like I could have got there, but I didn't want to get clamped, man.
Yeah, it's some meat challenge is fine. The football's
would have been a scary one. I feel like I definitely could have touched it round him, but
yeah, I hope as far as I know.
After the Lionesses win,
of course.
Again, I'm showing the good and the bad, lads. The ball was a little bit behind me. It was actually a good idea from PK. And again, you can see me here, like working back, tracking back.
This time. Does manage to pick it up.
This is one of the goals. We were keeping the ball on the left side.
Let's it run for Max.
That's such a good dummy from AT, man.
It is. What a beautiful finish
and a nice finish as well.
From Maxi Cornhill.
Just
a
so
lovely
calm.
bit of play. Nathan getting there, keeping it in play.
I've enjoyed playing with everyone in the team, by the way.
Do you know what?
I remember this.
Birmingham.
No, man, look at that. It's just poor. I feel like my end product in terms of my crossing has been good.
And it is pretty comfortable.
And is, again, one of my strengths, but there, it's just like...
Because we think we should.
Bit in between. Anyway, driving with the ball, we fill that player off.
As Kieran with...
no, man. Oh, that's frustrating, bro. Shooting with power is something I'm good at. On my left foot, I'm not going to say I'm the most accurate, but the power is something I always seem to get. You can see I do a little roll of the ball here to set myself. And I feel like I'm just trying to be too accurate and place it in the bottom corner instead of just powering it through that gap in between those defenders. But you know what? Positive. Driving at defenders. You've probably noticed, man, like, if you've watched my highlights and you're an OG of the channel, you'll see that how I will typically play as a footballer, especially at Step 3. Like, I enjoy combining in tight spaces, playing 1-2s, driving through and past defenders. And I feel like I haven't done that much at all for hashtag. Yes, when I've got 1v1, I've been pretty successful getting some decent crosses in the box. But I feel like my main strengths and how you typically play at step 3, I haven't really shown in terms of like even when I'm from deep, driving through players, playing 1-2, taking on defenders. And obviously that's just
and that's the thing.
That's just something I guess I'm gonna have to try and continue to show.
Stuff. Not necessarily a squad update because I
just want to say, by the way, playing with Greg. To be fair, all of hashtag, like, because they look to play football, it's so good as a winger. I was saying I haven't had too many 1v1s, which I haven't. Again, Greg is always looking for those little tricky passes that not everyone sees. So as you can see, like that, just one reverse pass and I'm 1v1.
There'll be, but we are going to try to do more.
Little fake step inside.
The extra channel this year.
Get a cross back post.
But equally,
that's a fantastic finish.
It's a good job we're not trying to commentate.
No. To be fair,
I've actually had a couple of like half assists from that where I've crossed it. It's either own goals or it's ended up going in from like the mayhem it causes. So again, Greg's calling me in and I'm like, yes sir, I'm coming in.
But me, I'm kind of a little bit retro myself.
I'm just looking to drive here.
Well, exactly. It doesn't hurt to go retro.
See, again, I'm showing it a little bit there in terms of like driving through, playing 1-2s, looking to combine. But I don't think I've done that enough, man. Like, even when I get it out wide and I'm deep, I'm always looking to combine, run, dribble past players, be like someone that looks like a game changer. I feel like if I was to summarise how I've played at hashtag so far, I'd be like, yeah, okay, he's good. He's putting some good crosses. He's done all right 1v1. But I don't think people would look at me and be like, yeah, he's a game changer. And obviously that is frustrating. Being a trialist at a club from a different area as well, no one's really seen me play against them, or no one knows of me and how I typically play and what I'm capable of. So it has been difficult in that sense.
It's cut across and
that was on the shin, by the way. But positive driving. I need to do more of that.
Year 1 to 3 kits as a one-off retro.
I feel like was this the heavy touch one? This is just frustrating, boys.
Lovely.
Again, always going to show the good and the bad, lads, for real. That's just a poor touch from me, and that's such a good position for me to get the ball, and that is the game highlights. So let me know in the comments what you think. Again, like, if you've watched me and you have been an OG of the channel, you've seen my highlights in previous games, playing at step 3, and you'll know, like, me getting the ball 1v1, that's just like my bread and butter. Like, I'm always going to be, as a winger, always going to be good in those positions. But I feel like I didn't really show much else of what I'm capable of. A little bit there of driving through. Again, combining with players in tight spaces, being able to play. That's something I feel like I really haven't shown. But this is only one of my first games. We've got a lot more games to show and hopefully more games to play with the club. Again, let me know your comments below. There'll be a new video dropping soon, so keep an eye out. And if you're new here, drop a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.